Let's give it a blank search. No one has created for India. What is this? Let's go by. Let's do it in this way. Let's select any of this. Okay. So 4 fields here, right? One is name, one is manager, one is location, and one is default set, right? What do we mean by default set? So by this, what we have done is we can create a set of business unit. It depends upon the configuration also. What do we mean by configuration is if we have n number of business unit, generally professionally I'll say companies does not have n number of business unit, but Oracle has a concept so that it can meet the future requirement. That default set is nothing but your business unit set. You can create a set. Just remember, it's not a term which is used globally, just a unit or a unit set for you, a set of values. That's it. Reason for having business set is because what happens in some of the organization, they create a club 2 or 3 business unit, right? In that sense, what the Oracle prefers is you create a business unit set and create a business unit in that, right? Location here, if you see, is a independent field, and manager is also independent field. Reason being, generally what happens is a business unit will not have single manager. That's definitely a case. But with a small organization, they might have a single manager. Okay, he's the person who is the main contact or the CEO of that, right? Here in Oracle, remember, we do not have any word like CEO. There's only manager employee relationship. What do I mean by employee and manager relationship is, let me give you an example. So suppose, let's take 4 of us name, right? Hari is there, Shantanu is there, I'm there, and we have Bhaskar, right? I'm good with the spelling, right? Yes. Okay, ER will come. Okay, so we 4 are running an organization. Bhaskar is the CEO, sorry, Hari is the CEO, Shantanu is the VP, I am a manager, and Bhaskar is the track lead, or I'll say technical lead. We'll say functional lead. No. As per the organization structure, let me write it not as manager. Let it be EVP. Okay, this way. So Bhaskar is reporting me. I am reporting Shantanu. Shantanu is reporting Hari, right? By convention, what Oracle has done is it has followed manager concept, right? What do you mean by manager is he will be the person who will be the contact for us, right? So Bhaskar's manager will be Varun, Varun's manager will be Shantanu, Shantanu's manager will be Hari, right? So there's a hierarchy which been followed. Oracle never supports CEO, EVP. What it does, it define a manager. This will be a manager. This is a particular field. In the field, you can write the job name. This we call it as job. But the assigned designation has always been manager. Reason being, Oracle cannot follow multiple convention here, right? Job is what we known as, okay, he's CEO, he's by EVP, he's SCM lead, he's functional lead, but designation is particularly he's his manager. So when you will configure Bhaskar, right, in the system, it will be having his job as functional lead and manager name will be my name. Similarly, when we'll create my user in the system, right, it will be SCM lead, manager will be Shantanu. Similarly, for Shantanu, the manager will be Hari. But my job is like Shantanu's job is he's EVP, correct? So here, sorry, it will be Hari. Here we cannot make any manager, so this field remain null because he's a prime person, correct? So just what I wanted to make you understand is anywhere which you see in Fusion, don't get confused that this is a manager, he's a final person, right? Oracle only defined as manager only, but how you configure depends upon the name of the person. So that name you have to, once you get a name here, right? If I select, I right now need to check, we have some field here. Okay, suppose this one, right? Sharma Akash. So Akash Sharma is particular organization CEO, right? But here if you see the field name is manager, right? Now depends. A consultant can also be made a particular CEO, right? If suppose we get old, me Hari has left the organization, Shantanu has left the organization, I have left the organization, right? Now Bhaskar has been in the organization from 8 to 9 years. He gets promoted, he can be also CEO, right? His job level will get increased, correct? Sometimes what happens in an organization also that there's a situation where we four on a leave, right? We are not supporting this current organization, we are not in that part right now. So Bhaskar is the person who will be taking the lead, so his designation remains the same, right? But if I want, I can make him here the manager itself, right? If you see here by designation, I'll give you a scroll down. These are different types of roles: consultant, administrator, payable manager, receivable manager, collector, consultant, data steward manager, different types of role, right? But as per my, if I am the CEO, I think no, I this particular business unit, if there is no people, I make this person as the particular manager for that. That I can do because as a CEO, I have a right? So similarly, suppose I made Akash as a particular manager, right? So by word, remember, managers is only managing that. That is nothing to do with his roles, right? Manager is not that he's a manager of that particular thing. He's only by Oracle. What Oracle says is manager is just a word which they use, right? That he is the complete owner of this by word, right? By manager, if you see manager Shantanu, it does not mean Shantanu is designation is manager. What is his job is he is EVP. But by wording, what happens is my manager is Shantanu, right? I'll take a halt here, guys. Did you got this concept? What Oracle means here and how they are dealing with it, right? To sum up the thing is designation is different with the particular manager, right? Designation can be different. Job is the thing which tells you what is the designation of the person, right? Which I'm reiterating here. This CO, EVP, SCM, what is this? This is particular job. We define it as job name in the Oracle Fusion, right? Manager by word manager, Oracle, what it has done is he'll be the contact person currently, right? I'll take a halt here, guys. Anyone has any queries, any doubt? Please go ahead. No worries. You're getting the concept, right?
So how this manager will be used, Varun? Like, will they get any notifications, or else what is the purpose of this
Yeah,
field?
they will get the notification as well. What is the purpose of is, like, if I'm suppose running a CEO, I'm the CEO, right? I want to know a prime contact for this particular location, right? Give an example of a consultancy firm only, right? I have 6 people on 6 different business unit, correct? Now I wanted to know, okay, for a particular, if there's an issue coming in that particular organization, what is there should be some prime contact, right, for that particular unit, right? That's why I've defined a manager. Okay, if no, as a CEO, I have multiple business unit associated with me, I'll contact this particular person in that way.
Okay. And
And then
generally,
where is
like,
the
will
hierarchy maintained?
Come again, Hari?
Where is the hierarchy maintained? Because
Yeah,
right now we are saying.
correct. So I can show you that also. Let me just that comes under HCM part actually. I'll show you that also. That's okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I cut someone out.
No worries, no worries. Bhaskar, you had some point.
yes, yeah.
Mhm.
So, like, is it like uh, currently, like, if the manager is changed every time, we need to come and manage this
No.
one, or else do we have like
Mhm.
you are mentioning it is a role based, like a job based, right?
Correct. Yes.
But I can have the same job, like a multiple. I can have a multiple commodity managers, or else
Correct.
multiple buyers.
Correct.
Generally, not may not be buyer, but commodity manager may be managing the product line.
Agreed.
So then, in that case, the job will be the same. How do we make sure, like, that is
Hmm.
taken care? Like,
If suppose you and me are on same designation, right? right?
Yeah.
So you and me are also, it's just a primary contact here for you, right? So I've given, if you, CEO has given your name, it's also fine. You can also be a consultant at that particular designation. I'm also content. It's just a particular primary contact here, right? It has nothing to do with the job role here. You're getting my point, right?
Okay. So we need to manually come and assign it, right?
Exactly.
Any, okay,
Yep.
okay,
Yep. Suppose, just to give you an example, this Akash Sharma leaves the organization at a particular point, right? So what will happen is his name will occur, yes, but when I'll go to HCM and I'll search for this, it will be inactive in that case. So what I have to do is I can definitely come here, edit this and change the name. This has to be managed manually, actually.
okay, okay.
Yep. And one more point, guys, a business unit can be maintained active or inactive. If you see this checkbox, right, you can active or inactive the business unit also. So first, let me save this.
So Varun,
Go ahead, Sajid.
so you can create more than one manager, right, for a particular job?
No, particular job will have single manager. Manager will be single. One-to-one relationship comes here.
Okay. Okay. So if that manager goes inactive, then how does it work?
Then what happens is automatically, oh, that is HCM part. So what HCM team does is, if that is inactive, they will assign a new manager to you. So they will update that in the system by name. This is like a free field. If you see, I'll show you in the HCM also. It's a free field. Whenever there's a change, if there's a employee which leaves the organization, it happens in the organization. The particular employee is left. There's a new person who is coming. So we get reassigned. If you would remember, as a lead, we have some. We report to a particular manager, right? In an organization also. That manager reports to some other manager, right? So there's a one-to-one relationship. Correct. If one of them goes, they assign some other person to that. That goes same with the organization structure also. If there's some other manager coming, there's a change, this name will get rechanged in that case. Sajil, did I answer your question or you have any other
Yeah.
doubt?
So is that a free field manager?
Yep, that's a free field. I'll show you it in the HCM also.
Okay. So there is no validation of what name you give in the manager field.
It will no, there is one validator. There's one validation, that is when we go, we create a job hierarchy actually, and we assign a value. I'll show you that. Let me just save it. Okay, let me just save and close. So guys, our view has been created. If I can just search it for you. We created by US name, I guess, right? US division. Okay, just wanted to show you, then I'll be navigate to that. Okay, this is the one which is created, right? It is there associated, right? Now let's go to there. Let's better by take this view only. So meanwhile, I'll explain you here. Suppose this 4 people, right? Let me delete this. We have a job code assigned actually in the system. Code is something which will depend, right? So for CEO, we have a job code as CEO 001. Giving an example here. So Hari was the CEO of the company. He has a job code CB 001, right? Now Hari left the organization, right? So what happened is, suppose Akshay came into the organization. Now he is the CEO of the organization. So CB00 code is assigned to Akshay in that case. So this is the code which we maintain in that case, right? Just remember as an employee ID in this perspective, right? Me and other people also have multiple, we and other people can be at same designation, right? But as partly my employee ID will remain unique to me, because that is the way organization identifies me. Correct. Let me show you it here as well. This is not set up here. Sajal, did you get my point actually for this? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just clarify it.
No, my question was, if it's a free field,
Mhm.
then how does it validate? Yeah.
When you are remember this manager configuration, we are not doing as a part of SCM. It comes under HCM. Correct. So we
Okay.
have a set of manage job, manage person actually, where we create a person, we create an employee actually.
Right.
Right. So that is a part of HCM manager, where I was able to configure there was configured as a part of HCM. It was already configured. The user was already created. Right. Let me show you that.
So I believe it's not exactly a free field, it's a drop down.
Yeah,
So
that's
when we
Mhm.
correct, so that's how the validation is happening, to answer to your question, right?
Yeah, that's what.
HCM,
Yeah.
yeah, HCM is creating this user, and then we are basically just picking the
Yeah.
person's name from the drop down list.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Because if you say it's a free field, then
No,
I mean,
it's,
I didn't quite
yeah,
get.
you're right. It's not exactly a free field, it's a drop down.
Okay.
By free
Okay.
field,
Then
what
that
I
part.
meant, yeah, free field, what I meant to say, that is editable actually. In future, you can go and change the manager also, right? Suppose what happens is Akshay's name was in this particular format, right? Just give an XYZ example. What he comes up with is, no, I want to change my name. This name has got changed. He's been updated as the field, right? Happens. The middle name has been increased for this, has been included. What happens is the first setup which need to be done is the person setup, right? Where the person setup has got changed, then the setup gets changed in that particular field. Reason I'm calling it as a free field is because that field is editable. It can be changed. It's a drop down which you see, you can select in the list of values, right, which has been already created, right? But when you come to that task, you can select any of the person actually. It's not like that always that person only will be the primary contact. So did I answer your question on that? Hello.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yes, Varun, I'm clear on that.
Okay, I'm just thinking I can just show you the task actually. Let me just give him, actually that task is not assigned to this. This is a demo environment, right? So let me just try it.
So
How
if
much?
that person is endated, will the system pick up the secondary contact automatically?
Yeah, there's a field in HCM also where you can provide a secondary contact. I wanted to show you actually, that's the way. Hopefully this work here.
So
Yeah,
even
good.
if it's not updated in this manager field
Mhm,
in your setup, what you're showing,
mhm.
it will still pick up the secondary contact,
Yes, yes,
even if you don't update.
correct.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just wanted to show you that area that will answer all the question actually.
And Varun, do we need to have a separate license for the HCM suite in order to manage the employee records? Or
Mhm,
else if we purchase like SCM or else any other financial modules,
mhm.
we can still manage the employee records. How does it work?
So for this is, sorry, just a minute, I got it. Okay, I can show you in this HCM. For managing the record, HCM comes by default actually.
Oh,
HCM
HCM.
yeah, comes by, because just give you an example. Buyer, right? Procurement
Yeah,
agents we have, that has
yeah.
to be set up as a person. Correct.
Employee, exactly. Yeah.
Correct. Until you set them as a person, you can't configure them. You cannot create a purchase order. So HCM comes by default actually. That is a whole and sort also, right? Correct. So
Okay.
let me take you to this. So Sajal, what we are doing is Hari and even Hari, we are creating a new person. Correct. Let me show you this. Information is there. That's what I'm just reviewing that. So progressive workflow structure is there. Perfect. Now let's go. This will answer your most of the question. Let me just open it. Guys, can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, Varun.
So Sajal, just I've taken that person only, right? If you see, this is the person, Akash Sharma, right? Which we are referring there, correct? On the system.
Yep.
Now comes your job details. What is the job? What is the assignment role? What is the particular designation he has? Everything is here, right? Comes your manager details, right? So he's assigned a manager, Marlin Army, right? What is the type of manager is also there, correct? Now
Hmm.
let's edit this, right? Suppose, let me mark it as correct. I'm correcting the field. Now this field has become editable, correct? Now I can delete and change any change, right? Suppose what happens is in near future, right now, if you see, there's a one-to-one relationship, correct? If you see, Marlin is my, for Akash, he's a primary contact, correct? Till this point, we are clear or not, guys? Just let me know,
Yes, Varun.
right? But do you see we have a plus sign here also?
Yep.
That is there. I can add a manager here, right? That will be a secondary point of contact. My primary point of contact will be always Marlin, correct? In future, if I do not want this relation, I can delete one this also, correct? Here, if you see, this is a what I mean by feed is it's a drop down. You can change a manager also. You can search a name and you can change a manager, right? Now type. So what we have done is there are 6 types of manager here currently. If you see, you can configure your own type of manager also. There's one line manager, there's one project manager, there's one regional manager, there's a mentee relationship, there's a resource manager, there's a legal relationship, correct? These are the all types of setup you can do also, manager type which you want, right? These are available, correct? So 2 points which you are asking. First is the secondary contact, right? So I can create one more by this add button. Correspondingly, what type of manager comes, right, depends upon the type I select in the manager type, right? Are we clear this till this point? Just let me know. I wanted to show you the setup where it is done. What are the fields there?
So, Varun, like this manager will be used for the approvals hierarchy also, right?
Correct, exactly. When you create a
So,
purchase order. Mhm.
yes. So when we have a
No, no, no,
multiple
no.
manager,
Sorry. I beg your pardon.
yeah,
Are you talking about the requisition approval hierarchy?
yeah, requisition or purchase order approval
But
hierarchy.
that depends. If you are, that depends upon the approval management you have set up, right? You can set only that there's no need that you will set up only Marlin as the one of the primary contact. You can create approval groups, right? Where 6 people can be one approval group, and we will be the people. If I am not present, you can approve in my side. In that case.
Yeah, approval group, I can add additional approvers, but if
Mm-hmm.
I say like employee is supervisor hierarchy, if I'm taking a employee supervisor hierarchy,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So always if I'm submitting a requisition, it will go to my manager.
Exactly.
So if I have like multiple managers, to whom it will go?
Primary contact.
Only the
Correct.
here who is the primary? Like here we are just adding a different types of managers,
Mhm.
or else is there any way we can mark a particular manager as a primary?
Yep, there's a way. In job level, it is there a way. Yep. Let me show you that also.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm trying to understand where exactly the multiple managers will help us.
Okay, but personally speaking, that is also done, right? Because we generally follow a multi-manager concept also, right? Because if I am not present, I am on leave. But on a purchase order, by default, your primary contact managers will only come. That will be your primary contact,
Correct.
actually.
Generally, we use a delegation, right? We use
Correct.
a delegation. That's how we can route to some other person.
Correct.
It need not to be. I need to have multiple managers defined, right?
Mhm. Correct. Yes. Yes. That is true. If I can just show you that. Actually, there's two types of field. One is primary manager, one is secondary manager. In that case, only two allows the Oracle. You can add multiple of them, but primary manager is a prime when you'll create a purchase order and when that is submitted as in from a requisitioning view or from a procurement view, correct? That will go to a single person and he'll get a notification here. That I wanted to answer. You're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
Just show you that as well. Okay, let me take that and I'll tell you. Give me a day, so I'll tell you that. Actually, I need to add
Sure.
that feeling in that. Okay. But Sajal, Hari, did I answer your question? Just wanted to so we are good from your conceptual point of view. Sajal, go ahead. If you have any doubt, single query, please feel free. No worries. Are we okay with the like the question which you had, and are we okay with that? Are you like conceptually we are clear? If any doubt, please go ahead.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, is there any doubt from your end?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Vanu.
Okay, that's right. So as we have navigated to the screen also, I just wanted to, as you see, I have an organized HCM user to under my client groups, right? You can see the new person management. There's also a concept called data exchange actually. What happens is, or I just remember this point also as I'm here also. What do you mean by data exchanges? Here we go for HCM data loader actually. There's no concept of FBDI upload, right? Just getting little bit sidetracked from our discussion, but this is quite important actually when you'll I am generally of someone who believes in complete understanding, right? So HCM, SCM, finance have a complete understanding because sometimes there has to be a collaboration, right? Because these are in one Oracle cloud environment, so you have to know understand each of this thing, right? So what do you mean by HCM data loader? It's what happens in HCM follow a concept. I'm telling upon human capital management follows a concept where they do load the data in form of .dat file actually, right? So just giving an example, view business objects. Suppose I want to load job data, right? There will be multiple files, correct? I can't go and load each and them file once again, single data, right? If there are 1,000 and 2,000 of employees available in the organization, I will not go and create one line by line. Okay, new person is coming, let me add it. So what Oracle allows it to create in form of that file. It's a quite important concept, right? Just remember this as we are on this. Actually, this basically comes in HCM, but actually we are having a discussion. That's why I thought let's have it right here. You see job.dat, which is there. This is a file which you can download. Let me download this template. Open the file. Okay. So what happens is Oracle allows you to load the data where you have to use a pipeline operator, right? So here if you see, there are multiple columns here. right? I know this is really little tough to get into it initially, but if you see job IDs there, right? Legislator goes, all the fields are not mandatory. The one which I was talking, Sajal, this is about job code, right? This is the one, CB001. This is a job code which will go, right? So what Oracle allows you to do is load the data through this job.dat file, right? Remember 2 points also. Data always gets loaded by FBDI. We have spreadsheet and FBDI concept. HCM data gets always loaded by job.dat file. But I am a personal believer FBDI and spreadsheet are much better than .dat file, because this is very much time consuming, where you have to use pipeline operator, create a file. Also, we can do it in the Excel, where you can, if you know, we have concatenation operator, right? Even I have loaded jobs quite a times uh, in the system and having loaded the manager employee information. But personally, I'm believer of FBDI, because that is something which is really helpful, right? Also, this thing which I'm telling you, it comes under HCM configuration. This is more of human capital configuration. But as we were discussing on jobs, I wanted to make you feel free on this also, that we have so many employees, right? We have so many person. How to configure them is a really big task, right? So we generally configure them through this file, job.dat file. Right. Just have a note of this. I'll tell you the navigation also. When you go to human capital management, go to my client groups. Just for your future reference, guys, this is not related to our SCM thing. There's a concept called data exchange. When you go to data exchange, this is a way where you can, if you see, import and load data, right? You select the file, download the standard file from Oracle Fusion, create the data. Once the data is created, import and load it, right? Here you can check the status. Okay, how much data has got loaded, what is the total lines, what is the success percentage, if all the data has got loaded or not. Once you import it, you can definitely check the data in the front end. It's a little makes the job easier. You can also, once that concatenation thing is done, you can easily create it. But I am personally a much believer of not following HCM for that, sorry, this data loader, because it's little bit of more of creating a pipeline operator, adding the field. FBDI and spreadsheet which is there in SCM is quite huge, because SCM data is much more than the HCM data. You might have 20-30,000 of employees that you can configure. At the max, you can have 2 lakhs. But here, if you see, we have around more than 50,000, 70,000, or I'll say more than 3 to 4 lakhs of items only configuration. Once that item, and if you can just calculate the data, item are 1 lakh, and how many will be the their POs, sales order being created, correct? So just as you were discussing about this client group, I wanted to give you this update. If I can just navigate for you this also, that will be really great. This is what we do, all the HCM setup, right? If you see person management, time management, profile management, what is the career development currently, talent review, comes under complete human capital management, person management, payroll management, different types of component. As we are navigated till here, I just wanted to show you, if the current employee has got terminated, we can change that. If you are talking about how the change manager does, so change manager also does through an approval, right? If you are just giving an example, if you want to change your lead, that particular lead is not perfectly fine, you have to change a request, right, in the system as well. It will not automatically contact a person, oh please can you do that. That will not be the case, right? Change manager has to go with an approval. I need to get an approval from this particular person. Once that approval has provided, then I can proceed forward, correct? So just a HCM background, but as we were navigating till here, we have pointed to this come to a point. So guys, I'll take a halt here, guys. Anyone has any queries, any doubt, please feel free. With the manager concept, we went more into HCM, but no worries, guys. Getting question is really important, because once you get the question, you are able to understand the things, right? This is really important. Even I've worked on HCM projects, so HCM is much more of integration things. Actually, if you have heard this term Workday, HR Workday, right? Anyone has heard about HR Workday or Data Hub?
Yeah, we have implemented Workday.
Correct, correct. So if you know HR Workday, you will be quite familiar how employee data gets synced, right? In that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it from my guys, my end, right? Today we studied about business unit and CO. We understand it. Now as we have completed business unit, now SCM setups are getting started for us. We have configured business unit, understand this was just a small setup actually. Business unit, you just need to provide the business unit name, create a name. Manager is something, if you see once again, I can show you that that was an optional field there. That is not a necessary, right? It depends upon your configuration setup. So if you can want, you can keep that as also blank, right? So that is a business unit creation. Now next, tomorrow we'll start the inventory org creation, right? That will be our main topic. Guys, anyone has any doubt? Sajal, Hanumya, Garge, any doubt, guys?
No, Varun.
No, no, we are good.
Okay. As a practice, what I want to guys to do is, if did I share this link? I reshare this link with you. Please have a look into this. This is really important. Actually, this is the best setup and best example you can see for chart of accounts. Chart of accounts overview is our part of our discussion, because chart of account configuration more comes in the finance person, as this is a SCM training. But I still wanted, as I have this document sent earlier also to my other followings and the other colleagues who I was sharing the training. But have a look at this diagram. Just have a look at it. Have a look at the field, how it is. It's really beautifully explained. If you see, each of the fields have been explained here. If you wanted to go much deeper into chart of accounts, actually for us mainly was value set, how the value set is being created, how can you create value set out of it. So if you know, okay, no, if you're seeing at chart of account, this is additional, you can know, okay, this is coming from chart of accounts value set. That was our main aim actually. Okay, I'll buy you this 20 minutes, guys, because as per the plan, we are on correct track. Any doubts, please feel free, but have a look into this, right? Let me know if you have any question, any doubt, we'll be ready to answer that. Okay, but are we, just wanted to take a flashback. Are we clear till this point? Any doubt from previous session also, please feel free. If you have any doubt, any queries, I can reiterate that point. Till this point, because what I'm doing is we are going step by step actually. Instead of, because if what I would not explain value set earlier and made it as a last topic, you would have not understood what is chart of account value set, correct? So we are following a structure wise. We have started with value set, we have started with understanding the business, and we have started the this what we call it as SCM configuration. First we understood how the SCM configuration are dependent upon other configuration. Now when you get the SCM configuration, you will understand, okay, this field is coming from financial, this is coming from payables, this is coming from project area, right? So as a SCM concern, it's really important, because we are the most people who are work in collaboration, right? Because our order deals with projects also, our order deals with uh, finance also, correct? So that's it from my end, guys. Anyone has any queries, any doubt, please go ahead. Okay, are we good, guys? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, Varun.
yes, sir. Yeah, Varun, we are good.
Okay, so thank you guys, thank you for your time. Let's connect tomorrow once again when we'll start the inventory org setup. Okay, okay, thank you guys, thanks a lot.
Have a
Thanks,
good day.
Vijay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.